This is a video about a Tommy gun, but I don't know why I'm using an intro with an M762. And it is definitely not raining. I just added that because I thought it would look cool. Anyway, I'm 12.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think the UMP is way more popular than the Tommy gun? Because I've gone through it and I've made excuses for myself and others when I look at this, but I'm just not certain anymore that the UMP is that much better than the Tommy, or if it is better at all. And I'm going to break down for you why I think that is. There is certainly a case to be made for both weapons, but I see the UMP in the kill feed just constantly right now. It is really the UMP plus M416 is, you know, the vanilla ice cream of PUBG Mobile these days. And because of that, it gets a little bit same, and it can be very, very frustrating as a player. It's a great loadout, don't get me wrong. But the Tommy has something to offer that the UMP doesn't, and it also has a lot going on for it that I don't think people realize in terms of base damage, like the stopping power of the Tommy gun. Its base round is 41.9 damage into a chest, which is, you know, a whole damage point more than an M416, which is an AR. So that's a strong SMG. Its rate of fire, it fires around every 0.89 seconds. For those of you wondering, that is faster again than an M416. So it does more damage, fires faster, and it has a time to kill of 0.267, which is very, very competitive. The other thing it has, which is kind of cool, is the ability to run 50 rounds. Now, 50 rounds is massively overlooked. If you're in a squad fight, the Tommy gun can both knock and thirst a player and then still have rounds left over to defend you while you fight. And is a switch weapon, that is super cool. It's also brilliant for suppressing. It can lay out 50 rounds of 45 caliber in no short order at a very, very good rate, and it can do it in bursts of 5 or 6 rounds for quite some time. And that gives you the opportunity to actually keep enemies away while knocks are being revived, and while people are trying to push, or you're just holding an angle against multiple enemies while your teammates get to the flank. It isn't as good a time to kill as a UMP, but it's not far behind. It takes 0.267 seconds to kill a level 2 vest with a Tommy gun at 0 feet. Nice sniper shot, Bushka, you legend. However, the UMP takes 0.255 seconds. Yeah, that's 0.012 seconds difference. Like, we're not talking a tenth of a second. We're talking 1200ths of a second. That is a very, very narrow margin. And it's a margin that I think in the course of practical gameplay is difficult to exploit. There will be moments where the UMP wins those gunfights, absolutely. But there is a real element of joy to not having to reload every 35 rounds. You have to reload every 50 rounds. Now, it's not as versatile as a UMP, but to my money, the UMP's versatility is oversold. Anything with low bullet speed, like 365 meters a second bullet speed, which is what you've got with a UMP and a Tommy gun, is not worth running 3Xs and 6Xs and 4Xs on. Yeah, congratulations, you can use a UMP to spray someone down at range. But you know what? I've sprayed people down at range with, like, vectors and red dots. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should base your playstyle around it. I would seriously consider Tommy over UMP in a squad focus, especially when it's, you know, you've lost a couple of teammates and you're looking at a 2v4 to finish it off. Or, I mean, having 50 rounds of Tommy gun and 40 rounds of AR, that is an awful lot of lead to throw at the wall. And it's really cool, those situations where the other guy has to try to disengage and reload, and you are able to just squeeze down and apply more pressure, that is pretty awesome. I mean, one of the things about the DP28 is that it's got a lot of ammo as a baseline. Well, the Tommy gun has a lot of ammo once you get an extended SMG mag in it. And it's not that hard to find an SMG mag. And I also like the fact that it opens up more loadout options. I mean, it can be a little bit boring to just run M4 and UMP. Why not run Tommy gun and DP28? Hell, I've even run Tommy as a primary, and I'll take Tommy gun versus any DP28 player all day long and twice on Sundays. It's held off by its versatility. Obviously, you can't put a compensator on it, and you can only run a vertical foregrip. But the Tommy gun is a little bit of a victim of bias. It used to be considered more difficult to control than the other SMGs. And somewhere along the way, we learnt to adjust sensitivity with custom sensitivity options. And we learnt how to actually control recoil better. And so now, if you look at the old school gameplays versus now, the recoil, it looks like witchcraft. Like, people's recoil control is absolutely hilarious compared to how it used to be. And the Tommy gun is, while certainly not the best gun in the game, it is a gun that is not difficult to control recoil-wise. And it is super easy to control in Hipfire. It's not a problem at all. You can see in all these Hipfire clips, the Tommy gun is excellent. So if you're a movement player, the Tommy is a genuinely amazing weapon. Look, at the end of the day, I don't think you can go wrong, but if you were to run Tommy gun and UMP at the same time, you'd have a good time. And I'm not going to say that I'm going to be doing that. I just think you can't go wrong running this weapon. And I do want to see more versatility in the game. I am kind of down on PUBG Mobile for not fixing the M416. And I'm going to do a whole power creep video in the next couple of days. Stick around for that one because we won't be holding back any punches on that. I think it's well overdue that we got, you know, the fact that people still run ARs over snipers and DMRs and are more efficient is just bollocks. So the Tommy gun, please consider. Last bullet clear. How do you like them apples? Look after yourselves, stay safe in the battlefield, and until next time, bye for now.